Guys, welcome back to the review channel. See guys, with all my videos, every time I make some kind of video or short, it's always something new, like different types of channels in all in one. Anyway guys, today it's currently, by the way, 3:30 in the morning, which is my most productive time, guys. It actually started about an hour ago when I was listing. Now I kind of taken a break and decided to make a video about another very good channel and content creator in the space, in a reselling space, guys, far away in a galaxy, or not far away. So anyway guys, today we're gonna discuss Josh Galt. Guys, it's very important. It's gonna be a longer video this time, not the shorts that I made about flipping an easy and ABC mat. I decided Josh Galt, guys, will not fit into short form. So, you guys are familiar with one of the best personalities from Canada, Josh Galt. Guys, his famous avatar on his YouTube channel and his corporate mindset, which actually drives a lot of people, drives a lot of content creators, business people, entrepreneurs, janitors. Uh, everyone kind of has, affection, and everyone loves Josh Galt. You cannot not love Josh Galt. By the way, I just finished watching his video from the museum, guys. And also his video from when he was at ready. I'm so tired, guys, at night. And my memory is bad. But Josh made some very cool videos lately. So Josh, congratulations. You already succeeded in creating really good content along with thumbnails, titles, and storyline. That's a first step of success, Josh. Knowing your business mindset, as everything has to be done in proper way, or everyone will get fired from Profit Playbook podcast. Josh, I know how you feel about your good friends on a podcast. I know, Josh, that you don't want to take any prisoners, man. I know that it's very important for you, but we'll discuss it because it's gonna be a video for it. So guys, Josh Galt, as you guys have realized, has been doing a lot of content throughout at least, I think, 5 or more years, if I believe so. Josh, you can correct me, man. I think you've been around since 1994, maybe, on YouTube. So maybe, see, I made a mistake even longer. So I think Josh has been creating content even before eBay was created, guys, and before Amazon. That's how long, Josh has been on YouTube. I remember, Josh, back in the day when I heard the news that YouTube was starting out, and I clicked on my YouTube. I even went to the website on my internet back in the day, not an app even at the time. When I opened the website, what do you think of the first thing I saw? Yes, you won't believe it. The first thing I saw was Josh Galt's life. That was the first thing I remember. It's been a very long time, almost 30 years, since. And Josh Galt was already doing lives, guys. Can you believe that? It's unbelievable. There is no one even close to you, Josh, since you started. None of the big channels even close to you with this, historical fact. But I can tell you guys, you know, most of you watch Josh Galt and his content, his lives most of the time before, podcasts, now is Profit Playbook podcast. So it makes sense, you know, for him to take part in different niches in content on YouTube, in YouTube universe. You know, then he found, of course, his circle of friends. You look at Flipping in Easy John, you know, and then you look at Bearded Picker, you know, and then, of course, later on, they brought in this dude who used to play for Montreal Expos. You know, I have no idea what the hell, and I don't understand, like, baseball players, you know, most of them are not resellers, but Primo Kimo, that was his name when he played for Montreal Expos back in the day, you know. And Spam Benchy, you know, that's another Montreal Expos player. So there are two Montreal Expos players for some reason ended up on YouTube in reselling universe. I don't know what happened. The word was circulating. Primo Kimo was, you know, one of the best closers in the game back in the day. Throwing meatballs. So that's possible way, you know. But anyway, we're not gonna talk about Primo Kimo today and Spam Benchy because we're gonna give a little bit for later, guys, you know, because they're also personalities, even though former baseball players, but you know, it is what it is. We're doing something in the past. You know, maybe they were ravers. Primo Kimo and Spam Benchy guys have a video where they were dancing to the rave music, which is I love. That's kind of cool. Anyway, guys, let's discuss Josh Galt. You know, before we start today, I kind of wanted to make a separate video about this whole situation with Josh Galt. But now we're gonna have to, you know, put everything in perspective this time, you know. As they say, folks. Folks. I say folks. Folks are people, right? If I'm correct. Or people or guys. Folks. So anyway, guys. Or folks. Josh, tell me something, you know, before I review your content and you as a content creator and some of your videos, latest videos. Josh, I don't understand. What were you doing, man, during World Series, you know? Tell me. You know, that's mind-boggling. I was thinking about it since the end of the World Series. I was like going back and forth during the night most of the time. That's when I don't sleep. And now actually the other part of me not sleeping is that I have pain, but I took some medication because my tooth hurts. But we're not gonna discuss that bullshit because I get angry from it. So, Josh, what were you doing, man? I understand yes, you're a famous content creator on YouTube. That you made over thousands and thousands of videos, appeared on a lot of lives, appeared on a lot of podcasts, you know, went to a bunch of eBay opens when they opened the door for you. That's why it's called eBay Open. You come over there and they just open. You know, that's why it's called eBay Open. They open the door but never close the door. But what were you doing, Josh? You know, look at Toronto Blue Jays, man. Your team, Josh. What do you think about this whole situation? Well, they played 7 legendary games in the World Series against the Dodgers. What were you doing, Josh? Instead of sitting there behind home plate cheering on your Toronto Blue Jays to win the World Series. Instead, Josh, you're promoting artificial intelligence all over the place. List easier. Yeah, list easier. Go list easier. Go list easier. Gonna list million items a day. Look, you summoned all those people. Possess them. Possess them with that list easier thing. Look at all those content creators now, all possessed by list easier. Instead, Josh, you should have been sitting behind that home plate cheering on Toronto Blue Jays, you know, with a flag, both Blue Jays flag and a Canadian flag, cheering on a Canadian team playing against LA Dodgers from California. So California was already separated from United States. But you know, Josh, instead of all of this, look at what happened. They were relying on you. Vlad Guerrero, Bobby Shedd, Alejandro Kirk, all of them relying on you. You know, unbelievable, Josh. You know, it's like, think about it. Think about the whole situation. How pitchers, the closer, who lost the freaking game, didn't close anything in Game 7. All relying, waiting, looking behind home plate to see if Josh Galt is there. And where were you, Josh? You were creating more AIs, talking about reselling. I saw Vlad Guerrero crying, saying, Josh, how could you? How could you, Josh, not show up at our legendary games? You let him down, Josh. That play at the home plate when Isaiah Kiner Falefa, IKF, did not dive into the home plate, but just ran into it and was called out on the catch by Will Smith as the actor. If you were there, Josh, if you were sitting behind that home plate at that Game 7, Isaiah Kiner Falefa would have dove in, not ran in, but he would have just thrown his whole body into the home plate to score that winning run. Okay, Josh, think about it. You would have been there screaming, IKF, IKF, IKF. And instead, where were you, Josh? I was thinking how to create content, for your future videos. You were thinking not about your Toronto Blue Jays, Josh, but only about your YouTube channel. See what you've done. By this, Josh, by this behavior, Blue Jays have lost the freaking game. Hoffman could not close it. He was waiting on you, Josh. He was there looking. He was looking, He was very Josh. Where is he? And then Rojas hit a home run to tie the game after 1 out. Oh, Josh. They were hoping, Josh, they were hoping that you were their biggest fan in Canada. They were waiting on you, watching behind the plate, and you were not there. Instead of you were talking about how you listed million items in about an hour using listeasier. That's what happened, Josh. They'll remember that, Josh. Bobby Shedd will remember it before he wants to sign a free agent contract with another team. He will tell Toronto Blue Jays ownership that Josh Galt was not there to support the Blue Jays. But anyway, guys, Josh Galt is a good content creator, guys. Smart individual. Appears in a lot of different places. Like supports, goes into chats, talk about reselling most of the time. Not about women like me, but reselling, And now, guys, look at him going to different interesting places, museums. And recently he was flying on a plane so fast that I thought he went to somewhere like to another planet. It was so fast. Could not believe my eyes. I was just blinked and Josh was already on the ground. I don't know if it was AI flying Josh Galt or listeasier was flying Josh Galt. We never will find out. I think it was not a human. I have a feeling it wasn't. You know. But Josh currently, look at his content. Made it very good, AI stuff going on over there. Gave up on his lives. Know how much time, guys, he put in his lives teaching you all how to resell like him. You gotta give props to Josh Galt, guys. He spent a lot of hours for nothing. Not making any money on YouTube. Only making $1 throughout his 30-year, career on YouTube. Only $1, guys. But so much information was put out there in those 30 years for you to learn, for you to discuss in different lives, in podcasts, on your content videos. So much stuff was taught by Josh Galt, throughout the years about reselling and how to evolve and improve your reselling careers, and also how to become a better content creator now. After Josh decided after 30 years to live the lives, not make lives anymore. He dressed up for you guys on his last life. Wore Versace suit with a Donald Trump tie, to show you guys that future looks very promising. And left the life. And everyone in Toronto, Canada, and entire Canada actually was crying. They could not believe their eyes. The only people who weren't crying, of course, of Primo Kim and Pam Benchy. They were happy. They were like, oh, Josh Galt is gone now, so we got more time on our hands. We're gonna crash it now during our lives when Josh Galt is not around and taking all of our viewers. Yeah, Josh, it's a great gesture. You created, you helped to create so many different content creators, His videos are blossoming now. His content is blossoming. During his lives, he, put out so much good information about so many different aspects of reselling business. And not just reselling business, but a lot of other things. Recently, guys, when Josh went to the card convention in Canada, which actually I have to leave a comment for that video also, he showed a lot of interesting ideas about trading cards, postcards, stuff like that. Very interesting convention. And Josh showed you perspectives from different point of views of what you need to do to improve on your business. Josh, of course, you were a guest on a live when I did the live also. You helped me a little bit too, that's why I quit. And Josh, I decided to quit the live, man, because I just didn't have the same suit as you, I didn't have that Versace suit. I didn't have the same tie. But you're, blessed. Look at how much blessing there is for you. You're a good friend to John and Jenna, to Montreal Expos baseball players, to Bearded Picker, to Todd, and his desk, and so many other content creators. They all love you, man. They cherish your content. And you helped a lot of them, You come over and always discuss so many things. You're a good entrepreneur, good business person. If I would have run a company, the first person I would think about to hire is Josh Galt to manage it. Because I believe in Josh Galt, guys. My cat doesn't, but I do. But guys, go please subscribe to Josh Galt. So many interesting ideas. And look how he evolved from sitting in some kind of abandoned building with a bunch of vinyl records that were stuck there for thousands of years Now, look at the bright lights as he shows his content now, which is futuristic, you know, with so much promise ahead. There is a big promise with Josh Galt, guys, because when you look at his content, you understand there's so much out there that you can explore and improve upon doing your own business and taking opportunities for something that Josh Galt mentions. Josh, once again, I had to apologize to the Toronto Blue Jays organization for you not being there. I told them, guys, Josh loves you, but he loves listeasier more than you. I told him, look at Josh Galt's hat. It's not Toronto Blue Jays hat that he's wearing. He's wearing a just listed million items in an hour hat. And Blue Jays understand, they cannot, get close to what Josh Galt is making on YouTube. Vladimir Guerrero salary is not even close to what Josh Galt is making per video on YouTube. Of course, they will be sad about it, that Josh gave up. He should have been there when Will Smith caught that ball. He should have screamed to Isaiah Kiner-Falefa to run and just slide. Do not run into the home plate running. Slide, jump and slide. That's what should have done Josh Galt. And your Toronto Blue Jays would have won a World Series. I'm sad, I was thinking about it when it happened, watching that Game 7. Legendary World Series, Josh. That Blue Jays let it slip, through their everything and lost it. Had so many opportunities, but you were not there, Josh. If you were there, Josh, cheering on them, they would have swept the Dodgers. Even if you would have wore a listeasier hat instead of Blue Jays hat. But anyway, guys, enough joking around. Josh Galt, have shown what he can do, what he can accomplish, what he can help with, what kind of suggestions he has, what kind of ideas he has on any type of business ventures that is with reselling. And Josh knows about other things too, And look at his, right now, improvement on his content, on his YouTube. So Josh, once again, thank you from the community for being a good friend to everyone, for spending time with people, teaching people some stuff for free without charging anyone a dime, showing people stuff that you've done in your own business and improved everyone's points of view, Josh. So everyone in the community, Josh, respects people who provide valuable information. That's why I am left out, Josh, because I don't. And unfortunately, that's true, Josh, But we applaud you, man, for making amazing content now, for providing information, for, giving people hope for the future, to list so many things in a very short period of time so they can save time and improve on their reselling business. For me, unfortunately, it's not gonna work because, that's why I don't sleep at nights, Josh. Unfortunately, I can afford the leisure of doing such things as afford listeasier or other cross-listing tools. So you gotta do what you gotta do for your business, right, Josh? Nothing we can say about it, But once again, guys, go subscribe to Josh Galt. I'll put the link in the description this time. And, Profit Playbook podcast with Josh Galt every Saturday. Josh Galt, John Flipping in Easy, Scott Bearded Picker, and Montreal Expos pitcher. You know, guys, that's Primo Kimo. He's originally from Dominican Republic. He's a good pitcher, guys. You know, can throw meatballs and possibly, you know, some sliders sometimes, knuckleballs a little bit. So mostly go into the ground, bounce up, and go over the plate. But what can you do? Anyway, guys, thank you for watching this debacle. Josh, once again, good content, has great videos, good lives, podcasts, and always supports, goes into lives and chats with people. Thank you, Josh, for that. We appreciate you in the community. And sorry, guys, that the video is very short. Would have made it longer. And Josh will tell you guys, it's not that Blue Jays lost the World Series. It's that listeasier is more important to make you money than watching rich players make their own money, you know. Because who gonna care about you but you yourself? So take care, guys. And Josh, once again, thank you for your service.